certainly it's been a great experience, and I love Daniel Egg. Just a great man, and often you can tell a lot by a company and an experience by the people. That's my belief. And Danny's he's a great man and has a great soul, and I love Spotify. Now, whether we talk about this 10 years from now, whether it's the future or not, I don't know if it's limited to a yes or a no, but it certainly is working right now.
It's a disaster. It's a disaster because the fans have decided, and they've been trained to, not pay for music, and that means the next Beatles and the next Elvis, it's free. Imagine a supermarket. Farmers have worked all their lives to grow the fruit and the stuff, and the trucks and the unions that bring it to the stores, and the beautiful stores and the people that work there. Imagine walking in there and being able to walk out with anything you want without paying for it. How long is the farmer going to stay in business? How long is retail going to stay in business? So everything is dying because fans have trained themselves not to pay for the music. Look, you're not affecting me. I'm doing okay. My rent's paid. But you're killing the new band. You're killing the next Beatles. Look, my daughter had a 10 million, Sophie Simmons had a 10 million viewed single last year, 2 years ago. 10 million. She made $214. Spotify's taking all the money. The acts are taking a small percentage of 1 penny per download, which is a crime.
There's a reason that Tool waited as long as they did to put this stuff up on streaming services, because they knew they weren't going to be compensated for something that they worked their asses off for. The difference between streaming and radio is you make money off radio because of the publishing that's involved. With streaming, there really is no publishing that is promised. That money goes directly to, and technically it's mechanicals, goes directly to the label.
Yeah.
So the label is making huge amounts of money, and they are not contractually bound to pay us for that because of what they call new technology. We don't have a problem with people listening to our music. What we have a problem with is these streaming services basically treating it like we owe them, which is not the way it should be.
Look no further than the deals that the record labels cut with the streaming services. They got into ownership equity deals with the streaming services. In an arrangement for them to have an equity position, they agreed to very low rates for the artist's music. But as Spotify and the other streaming services raise up in their equity position, the labels benefit. So the labels pimped out their own artist to take a greater equity position in a rising business.
There's usually 3 different attitudes that I see from musicians. One is the doom and gloom. Everything sucks. Everything. The fucking music industry sucks. I'm dead. I can't sell records anymore. I'm going to hell in a handbag, the whole music industry, because digital ruined my life, streaming and all these things. Another perspective that's of a higher quality is when you look at all the digital or any of the technology that's available to you, and the attitude is, how can this serve me? The third perspective, which is probably just for few people to breathe this air, they look into the technology and they think, okay, what is it missing? What doesn't it have that I want? And these are the innovators. So really, you need to just decide what your perspective is, and that will be your reality.
Piracy is what killed aspects of this industry. Streaming is bringing it back. The difference is that every band needs to really pay attention to what their record contract says. And if they look at what their royalty rate is, if you realize you're getting 0.07 cents for every stream, and your contract only says that you get 15 points on the record after you've recouped everything.
There's a lot of zeros after that decimal.
Exactly. So it just keeps on being reduced and reduced and reduced and reduced, and you have to really pay attention to it. You have to negotiate, you have to hardball, you have to, and you have to try and improvise and adapt and overcome. I've said that a million times.
I'm one of the few people who's in the music industry that really likes how things are going. Like, I like streaming. I don't mind that people don't buy records anymore. Maybe it's just because I was born into that sort of, and I was thrown into it once this became my career, and so that makes perfect sense to me, how everything works, and I don't mind it. I also feel like the way that everything is set up now with the internet, anybody who has any bit of talent has a shot to make it. I think that's really cool.
You might say, oh, it's evil, or they only care about money. It's like, well, hello. Hello, this is Spotify. These are the ones where you people had to sort of beg them for more royalties while they're driving around in their Bentleys and so on. Probably, I don't know what they drive. Also, I don't care. I just want to know what the alternative is from a consumer's point of view. What do we do now? Deezer. Joni Mitchell has 3.7 million monthly listeners. Neil Young has 6.2. How many does Joe Rogan have? Is it 11 million? Something like that. So even those two together. I thought this story was showing us that musicians don't matter. Nobody cares what we do. But actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if everybody does the same thing, maybe real change can be affected. Affected? Affected. No, not affected. Real change. Wow. So anyway, if you feel strongly about that, you know what to do.